Hello to all of our Prairie Stars student athletes, coaches, staff, friends, and family tuning in tonight.
We want to welcome you to our first ever virtual version of the annual Night of Stars Banquet.
My name is Claire Eaton, SAC president and a member of the UIS women's cross country and track teams.
And my name is Jennifer Queller, the SAC vice president and a member of the UIS women's golf team.
We have the great honor of bringing to you a new and exciting layout of our annual athletics banquet. Tonight will be all about recognizing an incredible group of student athletes for all of their team and individual achievements during the 2020-21 school year.
Throughout the evening, we will be joined by our SAC representatives who will touch on the success of each season, as well as our hosts for the night, Emmons King and Jeremiah Balls. We want to thank each and every one of you for the work that you put into making this year great.
We know times have been tough, but we are proud of the amazing things we have accomplished this far, and we are excited to share these accomplishments with you. Boys, take it away.
Thanks, Claire and Jenny, and welcome everyone to a Night of Stars.
We'll be your host for the evening. For those of you who do not know who we are, my name is Emmons King.
And I'm Jeremiah Balls.
And we are ready to celebrate great achievements that have been done here in the 2021 season.
Throughout the event tonight, you will hear our SAC reps talk about what our teams did and accomplished this season.
However, some of our teams are still competing, so we will be providing updates on how they have done since we've last recorded.
We will also be announcing award winners for each team in the following areas:
the hardest worker, the best teammate, and most spirited. All of these awards are voted on by each individual team.
We will also be announcing the award winner for each team's MVP, which is voted on by the coaching staff of each team.
And then, just to round out this amazing night, we will be presenting our major awards.
These will include Senior Scholar Athletes, Iron Star Awards, Freshman of the Year, Transfer of the Year, as well as both male and female Athletes of the Year.
Jeremiah, I'm so ready. So without further ado, let's jump right into the team awards.
The UIS volleyball team battled injuries throughout its spring season, but remained competitive, including taking the #1 team in NCAA Division II to a fifth set. Zanea Spencer was among GLVC leaders with around a block a game, and Amanda McConnell was in top 10 in the conference with over 4 digs a set.
Fourth-year players Brianna Bush and Kenzie Hendon both ended the year in the career record book, with Bush being in the top 10 for kills and blocks, and Hendon being top 10 for digs in the program's NCAA history. Now back to Jeremiah and Emmons for the team awards.
All right, here are the team award winners for volleyball. First off, for the hardest worker. The hardest worker is Hannah Nicolaisen. Next, for the best teammate. The best teammate is Megan Krasowski. Next, most spirited, which is also Hannah Nicolaisen. And finally, volleyball's MVP, Kenzie Hendon. Congratulations to all of the winners. Next up, we have women's cross country.
The women's cross country team continued its steady climb up the GLVC standings this past fall. UIS won its triangular meet to start the year and finished the season with a 4th place finish at the GLVC championship meet, marking the 5th straight year that it has improved at the league's competition.
Taryn Christie continued her impressive career with a 3rd place individual finish at the league meet, her 3rd straight year with a top 4 showing. Gloria Sarko also earned all GLVC honors after finishing 11th at the conference meet. Now back to Emmons and Jeremiah for the team awards.
And here are your team award winners for women's cross country. The MVP is Taryn Christie. The hardest worker is Savannah Brannon. The best teammate, Libby Price. And the most spirited goes to also Libby Price. Congratulations to all of our award winners. Next up, we have men's cross country.
The men's cross country team established itself as one of the top programs in the GLVC in 2020. The Prairie Stars won their triangular meet to start the season and finished 3rd at the GLVC Championships, its 2nd straight season with a top 3 showing. Blake Jones made program history by winning the individual GLVC Championship title. He captured the league race with a victory of over 10 seconds.
Tyler Pasley earned his 3rd All-GLVC award after coming in 4th at the conference meet.
Cortland Ross was the second fastest freshman in the GLVC as he earned all GLVC honors with an 8th place showing. Now back to Jeremiah and Emmons for the team awards.
All right, now it's time for the award winners for men's cross country. First off, the hardest worker, Cortland Ross. Next, the best teammate, Lane Hill. Next, most spirited, Zach Panic. And finally, your MVP, Blake Jones. Congrats to all of our winners. Next up, we have women's soccer.
The women's soccer team put out on the pitch one of its top defenses in program history this spring. Led by goalie Amanda Fennell, UIS was on pace for the third best goals against average in its 13-year history.
Through 7 of the first 9 games of the year, the Prairie Stars allowed just 0 or 1 goal. Kayla Meyer ended a great UIS career in which she ranks in the top 6 all-time in games started and minutes played.
Now back to Jeremiah and Emmons for the team awards.
Now here is your team awards for women's soccer. The most valuable player for women's soccer is Kayla Meyer. The hardest worker is Angela Dagnino. The best teammate is Isabel Pina. Most spirited is Amanda Fennell. Congratulations to all of our winners here. Next up, we have men's soccer.
The men's soccer program had one of the top defenses in NCAA Division II, including allowing just 1 goal through the first 5 games of the season.
Goalie Pius Petkevicius was among the top players in the nation in goals against average and save percentage.
Quentin Reese was among the offensive leaders, including scoring the overtime game-winning goal against Lewis, his 3rd game-winning goal over the last 2 seasons.
And now back to Emmons and Jeremiah.
Here's a small recap for you since we last recorded. So UIS went 4-4-3 during the season, and its 1.5 points per game average placed the team in the postseason tournament for the 4th straight year. Men's soccer player Pius Petrovic was named to the GLVC All-Third Team. The All-Conference Award for Petrovic is the 2nd one in his career after being 2nd team during the 2018 season. Now, on to the men's soccer awards. First off, the hardest worker, Caleb Warmbier. Next, the best teammate, Dan Mahoney. Next, the most spirited, Jay Younger. And finally, the men's soccer MVP, Marvin Zott. Congrats to all of the winners. Next up, we have women's basketball.
The women's basketball squad is at its best GLV season in 2020-21 with 10 victories, 3 more than its previous high. One of those wins was a 199 victory against Quincy in triple overtime. It was one of the highest scoring game in program history.
Lauren Ladowski averaged 18 points a game, which was 2nd highest in UIS history. She also earned 2nd team All-Conference honors. Malia Jackson also earned All-Conference honors with 14 points per game. This is the 3rd time that UIS has had a pair of teammates earn All-Conference honors in its GLVC history.
Now back to Jeremiah and Emmons for the awards.
Let's jump right into those team awards for women's basketball. The MVP is Lauren Ladowski. The hardest worker is Malaya Jackson. The best teammate, Carson Vance. And the most spirited goes to Grace Weber. Congratulations to all of those winners. And next up, we have men's basketball.
The men's basketball program had a fresh look in 2020-21 with 7 new faces on the roster. The Prairie Stars won 8 games with half of those victories over teams in the GLVC tournament and took the top team in the region to overtime. Jack Weber was named to the GLVC all-freshman team after finishing in the top 10 in the nation in field goal percentage.
Chase Robinson and Kimante Johnson both finished in the top 16 in the league in scoring, and Johnson was 3rd in the GLVC for rebounding. Now back to Jeremiah and Emmons for the team awards.
All right, here are the team award winners for men's basketball. First off, the hardest worker, Casey Tuttle. Next, best teammate, Yamani Sharif. Also, most spirited, Yamani Sharif. And finally, the men's basketball MVP, Chase Robinson. Congratulations to all of our winners. Next up, we have women's golf.
The UIS women's golf team had one of the deepest rosters in program history with a school record, 4 players, on pace to break 80 for the season. Jennifer Queller put together one of the top seasons in program history.
UIS won the Kentucky Wesleyan Panther Invitational, an event in which Madison DeRose made a hole-in-one. In each of the 5 first meets of the season, UIS finished in the upper half of the standings. Now back to Jeremiah and Emmons for the team awards.
Let's give you a quick recap of their past season here. The women's golf team has been regionally ranked number 8 for the last couple of weeks, and they just completed the GLVC championships. The women's golf team placed 3rd overall in the weekend in the conference tournament and had 3 top 15 finishes. Jennifer, Paula, and Ocean. Congrats to them on an amazing season, but let's get right into the team award winners for women's golf. The hardest worker goes to Jennifer Queller. The MVP goes to Jennifer Queller. The hardest worker goes to Paula Valdivia. The best teammate goes to Ocean Pagnon. And the most spirited goes to Madison DeRose. Congratulations to all of our winners. Next up, we have men's golf.
The men's golf program was led in 2020 to 2021 by Maxwell Schmidtke, who is putting together one of the top seasons in program history.
He shot a 67 at the Brickyard Invitational, tying for the best regular season record in UIS history.
Sebastian Trujillo had the second best score on the team, and he won the Dan Salisbury Memorial Tournament by 2 shots.
The team finished second at that event, their best finish on the year.
Now back to Emmons and Jeremiah.
Let's get right into the award winners for men's golf. First off, the hardest worker, Daniel Nyman. Next, best teammate, Max Schmidtke. Next, most spirited, again, Max Schmidtke. And finally, the men's golf MVP, again, Max Schmidtke. Congratulations to all of our winners. Next up, women's tennis.
The UIS women's tennis team had one of the most impressive showings this year. Despite having just 4 players available this spring in its 6-person lineup, the Prairie Stars still put together one of the best team records in program's NCAA era.
The group of Franca Bucco, Gael Quevedo, Nea Mokasi, and Sina Kjelstad won nearly 80% of their singles matches and over 85% of their double contests on the year. Now back to Jeremiah and Emmons for the team awards.
The women's tennis team is still going on, so here's the recap. The women's tennis team has continued to stay on course with a great regular season and just completed a double sweep over Maryville on Sunday afternoon. They look towards success this weekend as they begin the conference tournament. And here are your team winners for women's tennis. The MVP goes to Carol Kidevo. The hardest worker goes to Franca Bucco. The best teammate goes to Sina Skjelstad. And the most spirited, it also goes to Carol Kidevo. Congrats to all the winners. Next up, we have men's tennis.
The UIS men's tennis program had its best NCAA season in program history this year. The Prairie Stars were led by the doubles team of Meno Cervais and Tomas Martinez, which reached the finals of the ITA's regional championship.
The pair was also nationally ranked during this season. Each regular and singles play finished above 500, and its doubles teams were nearly as tough to beat. And now on to Emmons and Jeremiah for team awards.
Okay, so we got a quick recap of the men's tennis team from the past weekend. So the men's tennis team just came off a good final weekend of the regular season, ended in a sweep of Maryville. They now look ahead in the conference tournament, which begins this Friday. Stay tuned for the tournament field. But now, here are the winners of the men's tennis awards. First, the hardest worker, Matthew Lapsley. Next, the best teammate, Meno Cervais. Next, most spirited, Rafa Rojas. And finally, the men's tennis MVP, Meno Cervais. Congratulations to all of our winners. Next up, women's track and field.
The women's track and field team competed in 7 meets during its indoor season. Gloria Escaro hit an NCAA provisional mark and was the 23rd fastest time in the nation in her event.
Early in the outdoor season, Isaro also won the second race of the 2021 campaign. She, along with Taryn Christie and Savannah Brannon, look to lead UIS to a good showing at the upcoming outdoor conference competition. Back to Jeremiah and Emmons.
And now here's the recap for women's track and field. The team has continued to have an individuals place top 5 in events such as the 10K, the 5K, and even steeple, and will begin to wrap up the regular season this weekend at Grand Valley State. And here is your team award winners for women's track and field. The MVP goes to Gloria Escaro. The hardest worker, Savannah Brannon. The best teammate, Jade Anderson. And most spirited, Jade Anderson. Congrats to all of our winners. And next up, we have men's track and field.
The men's track and field team had their first national qualifier in program history during the indoor season. Blake Jones made NCAA Division II field for the indoor 5,000 meters and finished 12th in the nation.
That was the top highlight in an 8-meet indoor season. Already in the outdoor season, 3 runners, Ryan Jones, Blake Jones, and Tyler Padsley have taken first place in a regular season event. Now back to Jeremiah and Emmons for the team awards.
Mr. Blake Jones has done it again and has automatically qualified for nationals in the 10K and will be the first track and field student athlete in history to go in outdoor track and field. The team has continued to have individuals place top 5 in events like the 10K, the 5K, and the steeple, and will be wrapping up the regular season also this weekend at Grand Valley State. Here are the team award winners for men's track and field. First off, the hardest worker, Cortland Ross. Next, the best teammate, Emmons King. Next, the most spirited, also Emmons King. And finally, the MVP, Mr. Blake Jones. Congratulations to all of our winners. Next up, softball.
The softball program had one of the most exciting offenses in the GLVC in 2021. The Prairie Stars were one of the nation's leaders in stolen bases and among the GLVC leaders with around 5 runs a contest.
Ashley Cleansing was in the race to lead the conference in hits, stolen bases, and runs, and Calla Wickenhauser became the 3rd player in program history with over 100 RBIs.
And now back to Jeremiah and Emmons for the team awards.
The softball team bounced back on Sunday afternoon and ended the weekend with a sweep over Southwest Baptist. Calla Wickenhauser launched 2 home runs in the series, one that topped off the win in extra innings. The team improves to 15-23 overall and 10-12 in the conference play. The Prairie Stars will wrap up the regular season this weekend at home and will cap it off with senior recognition Sunday afternoon. And will have important games as they look to make the conference tournament. But first, we got to hear these team award winners for softball. The MVP goes to Ashley Cleansing. The hardest worker goes to Caroline Frankie. The best teammate, Peyton Long. And most spirited goes to Lindsay Ladeer. Congratulations to all of our award winners here. Next up, we have baseball.
The UIS baseball team jumped out to its best start in program history with an 18-2 mark, and the Prairie Stars were nationally ranked for most of the season. The team put itself in a position to be in the race for a conference title and NCAA postseason bid next month.
The offense, led by the GLVC's top hitter, Zion Pettigrew, was one of the best in the nation as it averaged double-figure runs a game. The pitching staff was also among the top groups in the conference. And now back to Jeremiah and Emmons for the team awards.
The baseball team has come off another series win, making that 8 series in a row. Over the weekend, Chad Sainer threw a no-hitter. That's the 2nd in program history. Cal Youngquist has continued his success at the plate and is currently on a 36-game hitting streak. The Prairie Stars are currently ranked top 10 in the nation and continue to be ranked in the top of multiple categories, both in the conference and nationally. The Prairie Stars will be at home for their last 2 series of the regular season before entering the postseason play as one of the teams to beat in the conference and regional tournaments. Here are the team awards for baseball. First off, the hardest worker, Chris Monroe. Next, the best teammate, Brandon Bannon. Next, most spirited, Johnny Steinwart. And finally, the MVP, Zion Pettigrew. Congratulations to all of our winners. That concludes the first portion of our awards.
The 2021 season was unlike any other. We were limited on the number of fans that were able to come support us in a physical setting. Games got canceled, trainings got delayed, and at times, it felt like everything was against us, Jeremiah.
But you know what? That did not stop us from protecting the Prairie.
You know what, Jeremiah? Do you think our fans want to experience this for themselves?
Is our favorite color blue?
You're absolutely right, Jeremiah. Let's roll the clip. Wow, Jeremiah. What a video that we just saw there. There's so many great memories, and I just want to relive them all.
Hey, well, you can because it's going to be posted on social media tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Wow, so go out, and if you want to check that, it will be on all of our social media pages tomorrow, so you can relive those great experiences. And also, we want to give a special shout out to Dash. We saw that he commented, he was saying that me and Jeremiah, we were looking good, but you're the one that looks really good, Dash, and, best of luck to you at your new job. And hey, remember, you're always a Prairie Star here, and you're always welcome. So congrats to you, Dash.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump right back in. Okay, so now it's time for our final segment, our major awards.
The major awards are nominated by coaches and voted on by the administration and athletic department.
The first major award we will be presenting is the Senior Scholar Athlete. This award will be presented to a male and a female graduating senior who has participated in UIS athletics for at least 4 academic years and has attained the highest cumulative GPA amongst all seniors.
The 2021 male senior scholar athlete who posted an institutional cumulative GPA of 4.0 over the course of 4 years at UIS is Tyler Pasley of the men's cross country and track and field team. Congratulations, Tyler, on this amazing achievement.
And now we have the 2020-2021 female senior scholar athlete who posted an institutional cumulative GPA of 3.95 over the course of 4 years at UIS, and that is Savannah Brannon of the women's cross country and track and field team. Congrats, Savannah.
The next award will be presented. The next award that we will be presenting is the Iron Star Award. This award is voted on by the Strength and Conditioning Department and is presented to a male and female athlete as well as a team who showed the most consistent effort in the weight room.
The 2020-2021 Male Iron Star Award goes to Mr. Dan Mahoney. Dan has brought constant and consistent leadership and effort to training. Dan's mental and physical toughness were on full display all year. He always had a good mindset towards improving, which can be tough while coming back from an injury. Dan is fully invested in the training process, and we notice that every time he trains with us, he's good. Congratulations, Dan.
And the 2020-2021 Female Iron Star Award goes to Caroline Frankie of the softball team. Frankie has been extremely consistent with her training throughout the past academic years. The strength and conditioning coaches always know that her attitude and effort will allow her to get the most out of her training. Frankie has also done a good job of making quality choices outside of her training with her nutrition habits. She's actively trying to find ways to make herself better, and that's what we do here on the Prairie, Jeremiah. Congratulations, Caroline.
And so finally, the 2020-2021 Iron Star Team Award goes to the UIS baseball team. Professional. That is one word the strength and conditioning coaches would use to best describe how baseball trains. The intensity, the effort, the discipline, they bring it all to training, and it's outstanding. They challenge each other to be better, and they force their teammates to be uncomfortable. They understand and accept the standards and challenges that are presented to them. Congrats, baseball.
Man, Jeremiah, do you remember when we were freshmen?
I do. It was a while back. I'm getting kind of old now.
It was a while back, but there's an award for this. The next award that we will present is the Freshman of the Year Award. This award is given to the athlete that has made the immediate impact on their team in their first year as a college athlete.
This award also considers the impact the athlete made inside their own team, as well as how they performed inside the conference.
And here are your award nominees for Freshman of the Year. Kelsey Burrows, softball. Maggie Jews, women's soccer. Luke Ridley, men's soccer. Cortland Ross, men's cross-country track. Sina Skelstat, women's tennis. And Jack Weber, men's basketball. Jeremiah, take us away.
And your 2020-2021 2021 Freshman of the Year award goes to men's basketball player Jack Weber. Jack was named to the GLVC All-Freshman team after averaging 12.4 points and 4.8 rebounds a game. He led the GLVC and was 8th nationally by making 64.4% of his shots. That mark was also a new school record for a single season. Jack finished his first season at UIS with 224 points, 87 rebounds, 42 assists, 22 blocks, and 11 steals. Outstanding, Jack. You know, Emmons, I know you went to a community college.
I did.
And this next award, you know, to people that went somewhere and transferred here.
Yeah, I mean, this was the best decision I've made. So, hey, congrats to this transfer of the year.
Okay, so the next award that we will present is the Transfer of the Year award. This award is given to the transfer student athlete that made the most immediate impact on their team in their first season as a Prairie Star.
This award considers the impact that the athlete has made inside their own team as well as how they performed inside the conference.
Here are the nominees for Transfer of the Year. Connell Gallagher from men's soccer. Ashley Cleansing from softball. Trey Marble from men's basketball. Carol Cavito from women's tennis. And Madison DeRouge from women's golf.
And your 2021 Transfer of the Year award goes to women's tennis, Carol Cavito. Carol is a top player on the women's team, which is having its best NCAA season with a 10-3 regular season. Carol is 26-4 on the year with a 12-3 singles record and a 14-1 doubles record. In dual matches, she is 11-2 in singles and 13-0 in doubles. Among her victories, as well as double victories with Franca Bucco, over one of the top-ranked doubles team in the NCAA Division II. Congrats, Carol. The Athlete of the Year award is given to a male and female athlete who have shown excellence in their respective sport and brought favorable recognition to their athletic program, Jeremiah.
And now, here are the award nominees for the Female Athlete of the Year. First, Taryn Christie from the women's cross country and track and field team. Next, Kinsey Hendon from volleyball. Next, Lauren Ladowski from women's basketball. Next, Kayla Meyer from women's soccer. Carol Cavito from women's tennis. Calla Wickenhauser from softball. And Jennifer Queller from women's golf.
And your 2021 Female Athlete of the Year award goes to women's basketball, Lauren Ladowski. Lauren was a second-team All-GLVC performer this year after averaging 18.1 points a game. The second highest scoring average in program history for a season. She is ranked 5th in the GLVC in scoring and was also in the top 15 in assists, free throw percentage, steals, assist-to-turnover ratio, and minutes. Lauren led the NCAA Division II with 137 free throws made. During the season, she also set a new school record for made free throws and became the 4th player in program history to join the 1,000-point club. This is amazing. Congrats, Lauren, on a great season, and we cannot wait for more.
And now we move on to the Male Athlete of the Year award.
The nominees for the Male Athlete of the Year award is Blake Jones, men's cross country and track and field. Zion Pettigrew, baseball. Menos Cervez, men's tennis. And Marvin Zott, men's soccer. Jeremiah, give us these results.
And your 2020-2021 Male Athlete of the Year award goes to Blake Jones from the men's cross country and track and field team. Blake made program history this fall by winning the GLVC Cross Country Championships, the first cross country runner at UIS to accomplish that feat. He made more history in the winter when he qualified for the NCAA Division II Indoor Track and Field Championships, and he finished 12th nationally in the 5K. Blake has already qualified for the NCAA Division II Outdoor Track and Field Championships. In the 10K, he is currently ranked 13th in the nation in that event. Congratulations, Blake.
And now, Jeremiah, let's just give one last round of applause to all of our award winners from this evening.
You know, they're all great. They all protected the Prairie. And don't forget to make sure that you're following along with the teams that are still out there competing.
We have these athletes here. They give their all each and every day, and the least you could do is follow along in their progress. But before we leave and give the floor back to Claire and Jennifer, there's only one true way to end a night like tonight.
Emmons, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I absolutely am, Jeremiah. Blue, blue, blue!
Thank you everyone that tuned in tonight for the Night of Stars, as well as thank you for all of your support, hard work, dedication, and commitment throughout this school year.
Congratulations to all of the award winners and nominees, and good luck to the teams that are still competing in the regular season, as well as those that will be competing in the postseason.
This has been another huge year for the Prairie Stars.
Go Stars!